Hi my friends, welcome to today's Forever Yoga session where we are going to surprise our bones. Yes, research shows if we can give our bones new and unfamiliar loads in different ways, they will respond by building more bone cells. So today I'm going to take us outside the box. I don't normally do this in my yoga sessions, but I do do it when I'm working on building my bone density, and that is I'm going to put on my weighted vest for a couple of our postures. Totally optional for you. If you don't have a weighted vest, don't worry about it. Also, I'm going to pick up some light weights as well. So that will give our bones a little bit of some increased load, unfamiliar yoga, and that is a good thing. So let's get started. I'm going to begin today's session in Tadasana. So gather up what you need and I'll meet you back where we will begin, like we always do, by getting grounded. Hey, welcome back. So let's get started standing in our mountain pose. It's really an awesome place to begin to connect to the earth, find your balance on 2 feet, and connect with that grounding energy of the earth beneath you. So we'll do this also connecting to the breath as our opening yoga sequence. So you're rooting down in 2 feet. Let's lift all the toes and spread them. Find the tripod of each foot. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound in the back of your heels, and really energize. Pull the toes up and feel your feet muscles engaging. Now, keeping the toes up, move with your mind up your body. Engage the muscles around your kneecaps, thighs, tailbone drops ever so slightly. Draw awareness to your solar plexus, your power center. And then shoulders can roll up and shoulder blades can come together. Go ahead, relax your feet down, ramp your head back slightly, and then put your mind to the crown of your head. And here you are, standing in your beautiful Tadasana mountain pose, preparing to practice our bone strengthening yoga. So close your eyes for just a moment if you're comfortable with that. With your mouth closed, do a slow inhale through your nose, allowing the belly and the chest to gently expand. Very small, not a big breath, a small breath. Exhale through your nose. One more time, inhale and exhale. Good. And we are centered and ready to go. Let's take the feet a little wider now. Enough wide so we can bend and straighten the knees comfortably. And let's take ourselves outside of the box by rolling around. So your feet are your foundation, and you want to put your weight on all the points of contact of your feet. So you're coming forward to the sides, to your back, to your heels. You're kind of low, so you're grounded. And your knees are going in different directions. Subtle. If you feel uncomfortable, then adjust. Maybe your feet need to be a little closer, a little wider. But we're outside of our comfort zone maybe, right? And that's the point. Your body's weight is rooting down, and your ankles are rotating, your knees are going around in different directions. You're feeling the muscles of your calves. Let's reverse direction. It's completely fine to move the hips. It's all about strength and mobility. Good. All right. Now, let's come back to our Tadasana mountain pose. Are you ready for heel bounces? So if you'd like to join me wearing a weighted vest for the next portion of our session, go and get your vest. completely optional, please. If you don't have one, I don't want that to deter you from joining me in this session, but I'm going to surprise my bones by adding this 6 pounds of weight onto my skeleton while we do our heel bounces and some balancing positions. So, vest on or not, feet hip width apart approximately. You know what to do. We're going to lift up onto the tippy toes, come on down. Let's do 15 today. Ready? Inhale it up, exhale down for 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on down, strong. If your knees feel uncomfortable, I find that when I straighten my legs, it's better for my knees. Many folks find a soft bend in the knees works. Please figure out that for yourself. We're all different. Okay, I lost count. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up onto your tippy toes for bouncing toe Tadasana. Okay, this is great for strengthening your feet and for your balance. If you're wearing a weight, it's going to possibly feel different than usual. Yep, it's different for me. All right, I'm going to try that again. Bouncing toe Tadasana, with or without your weighted vest. Arms can lift up. And come on down. Yes, step that out. Okay. We've completed our heel bounces. Take your feet a little wider than your hips. Soften your knees. And now side to side, side stretching. Putting a little lateral bend. If you're wearing the weight, it's going to give your rib cage and spine a new experience. Perfect. Come back up. Relax. Okay, so standing with your feet approximately hip width apart, let's root down in your right leg and find balance there. Get long and strong, shoulder blades together, chest open. Find a place you can focus your gaze because we're going to balance on one leg. If you need the support of a wall or a chair, please go ahead and do that. But find your focus. Bring your left leg up. This is crane pose with 90 degrees. Flex your foot. And now make a circle with your ankle and reverse. Good. Now pause here. Now here's a little surprise for this balancing position. We're going to surprise our body by bringing our arms into some different positions. First in an A, out to the sides, down. Good. And now in a T. Still holding the position. And now in a V. V for victory. Smile. Hold your pose, your balancing pose. Excellent. And then hands on your hips. Bring your leg in. Rotate out just very briefly to a rotating tree, rotated hip tree position. And now we're going to lunge to the left. Look where you're going to go. You're going to stomp your foot down. In whatever place it goes is fine. Just look at it so that you can feel confident. We'll do that 3 or 4 times. Stomp, stomp. Each time go in a slightly different position, but make sure you feel secure coming down. Your knee's going to follow your foot. Good. And back to center, and then step that out. Little stumps, really great for our bones. Back to stillness. Excellent. Other side, root down, left leg. Lighten up, engage your spine and your shoulders, come back, find your breath. Bring the right leg forward, hold it here. Find balance. Again, you're welcome to hold on to something if that's appropriate for you. But to stay in this one position, it's good to find a place to stare at for focus. Now let's see, we pointed and flexed, and we made some circles. Reverse direction. Okay, pause. Now, we're putting quite a bit of load on this one leg, right? And now we're going to create imbalance by new positions for the arms. A, T, stretch out, and V. V for victory. Balancing, holding. Good, hands to the waist or the hips. Rotate the leg out to a low tree. Your eyes are going to help you out here. I want you to maintain your balance, but create some impact, some load, by stepping in an easy stomp lunge. That was 1. 2, 3, and 1 more. 4. Come back to center and stomp it out. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And pause in mountain. Find your breath. Excellent. Next, I do recommend for many of us to hold on to a wall or a chair, but you can also do it without it. So root down in 2 feet, find support if you like. The leg that's near the wall, you're gonna put your weight on that one, and then lift up your leg, the other leg. This is for our hip. We're gonna go back, forward, back, forward. And now for the hamstring, knees are parallel. Pull your heel up towards your butt. Fire up that hamstring. Hold here. Now, if you can, reach back and grab your foot for a full quad stretch, and a passive quad stretch. And if you can't reach it, that's even actually better, because then you can just have to use the muscles of your hip and your hamstring to give you the stretch. Okay, so your choice, or your whatever works for you. Good. And then if you're familiar with dancer pose, we're going to try that balancing position here now. Breathe. Again, you can keep holding on. You're leaning forward, you're pressing your foot into your back hand and balancing. And come up. We're going to surprise ourselves one more time by stomping forward with this back foot straight ahead. Just stomp, and then step 2 feet together, stomp, and stomp, and step it out. Turn around. Okay, other side. Balancing leg is straight. Lift up. And now it's just swing the leg forward and back with bent knee. A few times, just nice for the hip. And now you're going to take it back, hold here, squeeze your heel towards your butt, and fire up the hamstring. You're using your hip muscles here. You can not hold on and make this even more challenging, and find your balance. Good. Optional, as I said, grab the back foot, heel to butt. That's more of a quad stretch. If you choose not to hold on, you've got to really work it. Okay, possibility for your dancer posture. Okay, here we are. Focus your gaze. Breathe and balance. Release. Ready to stomp. We're going to stomp forward a couple of times. Don't try to create like a big story around this. Just step forward, step back. Stomp, 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 and stomp. Perfect. So while still wearing our vest, we're going to come down to all fours and find I call this balancing cat. Some folks in the fitness world will, I think, call this bird dog. It's definitely recommended for building bone density. And with a weighted vest, even more stress and surprise for the bones. Here we go. We're going to lift the left arm and the right leg and balance and lower, and lift the right arm and the left leg and lower. So dynamic movement. We're going to continue. Inhale it up, exhale down, and just go. Keep it moving. So when we move, that's dynamic movement. And when we are still, well, that will be our hold in just a moment. It's all good. We want to shake it up and do different movements. Okay, and let's choose one, the first arm and leg to hold. Hold, hold, hold. Good, lower the hand, lower the knee, and the other side for the hold. Lift up and balance. And release the hand, release the knee, and come back to a comfortable position to rest. I'm going to remove my vest now. So it's up to you if you want to take your vest off for a short little flow and before we go down to the backs. But I'm going to be using my light weight here. Let's do a short sun salutation flow and use our light weights if you would like to. So come to the top of your mat, have your feet be a few inches apart parallel, and root down in 2 feet. So remember, we're going to surprise our bones a little bit here. So get ready, rooting down. So now both arms can come up, inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms up, pull the shoulder blades together. And now bend the knees a bit and come down to an easy squat with the knees bent and straightened. Bend and straighten. Hands are on your thighs. Good. Now, you're going to sink a little deeper. Place your hands on the floor, and right foot will stay forward. The back foot will step back in an angle, and lift yourself up and open up into Warrior Two. Shoulders are relaxed. Good. Hold this warrior. Shoulder blades extend out. Collarbones extend out. Shoulder blades come together. Good. Stretch and hold your warrior. Reverse warrior. Take it back. And now, forearm to thigh for side angle bend. Top shoulder rolls back. Weights are an option here. So hopefully your weights are nearby. I'm going to take one weight bottom hand, one weight top, place it's light. It really is quite not a big deal here to have this one weight on my hip, and hold and breathe. And now optional rows. So I'm going to create a little bit extra weight with 2 weights. So I've got 6 pounds now, and I'm going to pull up. You could do this with no weight, lightweight, or heavyweight. You know what will work for you. Take your time. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to have both of my weights now on my hip for a little bit extra stress. And then what I love to do here, I do this with the lightest weight. Take my arm straight up and balance. Great. Slowly release. So you're going to put your weights down carefully. Come on down to the floor. Hands frame your front foot as you pivot your back foot. Now you're in a lunge. Drop the back knee and flatten your back foot. Press down on the top of your back foot and lift up into this low lunge, 90-90. And now both arms will come up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms. Shoulder blades come together. Now bring the arms together and open wide. When you open wide, you're squeezing the shoulder blades and opening the chest. And as you come forward, you're giving yourself a little internal stretch. So open, close, open, close, hold, and float. Hands frame your front foot. Curl your back toes, lift up into a lunge. Plant your hands firm, step back into a plank. Nice and strong, people. Let's be strong in our plank. Okay, little surprise. Now you may choose to have your knees down or your knees up. You may choose forearms or fists. Find a plank that works for you, but we're gonna do a little surprise. You ready? Okay, so we're gonna lift one hand and then the other. And one hand and then the other. Okay? You could do this with your knees down. So we're surprising our spines with this dynamic and impactful move. Okay, hold it and drop the knees. Take your hips back to your heels, extended child's. Don't have to go way down. It's just a nice lengthening of the spine. Reach and breathe. Perfect. Okay, we are going to go ahead and complete this sun salutation by going into a quick down dog. Lift your hips up. You can bend and straighten your knees. Look up and feet and hands come together. Knees stay nice and bent, my friends. And root down to rise up. Arms extend as you stretch and feel really tall, and release your arms. Terrific. Let's go to the other side. I'm going to move my mat, my weights over to the top of the other top of my mat. You could stay on your side. Just make sure your weights are near you if you're using them. And once again, we start in Tadasana Mountain. Pull back, shoulder blades together. Good. Lift up and cross at your wrists. And then pull down, elbows into your rib cage. Let's alternate the cross of your wrists as you go up and down. Good, and then bend your knees as you come forward part way, hands on your thighs. Bend and straighten those knees. Okay, and now come all the way down. Step your other foot back, whatever's the other side for you. And then lift up, warrior two. Reach out, feel your strength, feel your power. Good. And now reverse warrior. Stretch back. Side angle bend, optional weights here. So forearm to thigh. So I'm going to reach over and grab my weights once again and find my breath. Good. Now placing one or both weights in the top hand for some rows. You'll drop the arm and pull into your hip pocket. So you're pulling on the lawnmower. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Rest weight on your hip. And optional, extend arms straight up with a light weight, optional. You're breathing. And slowly release down. Release your weights. Pivot your back foot. So you're in a lunge. Drop the back knee down, flatten the back foot, and come up into that low lunge. Draw your shoulder blades together. Good, both arms come up. And on this side, we're going to bring the arms down. And then, let's see, I think what we're going to do on this side is bring the arms forward and back and protract and retract your shoulder blades. So pull back and go forward. Pull back and go forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades and stretch. Good. This is really good for your upper back and your shoulders. Okay, and one more time up. And exhale, float down. Curl your back toes, lift up into the higher lunge, and step back. It's plank time again, my friends. Back to a plank. Okay, drop to the knees for a minute, and remember that our purpose today is to surprise ourselves. So let's do a different sort of plank this time around. Come down into forearms, interlace fingers, press down on the forearms, and this in yoga is called dolphin. So it's a downward dog on your forearms. So this may be enough for you. You might want to just stay here. Press down on the forearms, shoulder blades back, and you're on your knees. So that's option one. Option two is to lift up your hips. So it's like you're in a downward dog and you're on your forearms. And then you'll slide your nose forward over your fist as you slide and glide. It's pretty intense bone strengthening, core strengthening move. Good. Optional, of course. Super duper, drop to your knees and stretch back. Okay, so let's try holding dolphin before we move on. So forearms, interlace fingers, press down, curl your toes, draw your navel in, lift the hips up, and so we'll hold. You can have your feet together or apart, it's up to you. Bend your knees and straighten them if you like. And root down and breathe. Good, and knees drop, and find your version of a relaxed child or puppy stretch. Take a moment. Great, and then push yourself back up to a table. The transition out of this will be through an easy down dog, so spread your fingers, lift your hips, bend your knees, straighten the legs, and now hands and feet come together, knees remain bent, root down, and push off to rise up and stretch. Inhale and exhale. Arms come down beside you. Great. All right, and lastly, we'll come down to our backs and do just a few more bone strengthening surprises. So we're going to come down to sitting, shoulders relaxed, arms extend out, nice straight back, and lower safely to the floor. Once you are down, you can get settled. Take your feet a little wider than your hips. Some pelvic tilts. So press into your lower back and lift your tailbone up off the floor. Then reverse it. So there would be some space underneath your lower back right now. So press your lower back down and reverse it. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Great job. Okay. I'm going to bring the right knee in and just gently press the hip there. And then rock your legs side to side, moving at the hip joint. Maybe make some circles. Good. And then switch. Plant that foot down, other knee in, interlace the fingers. If you can reach in front, great. If you want to go behind the thigh, that's okay too. So you're just doing a brief hip stretch here. Press in, rock a little side to side. Okay, and then bring both legs up. Take a moment here. Have your hands be on top of your knees and then circle around in opposite directions. Feet are relaxed. Good, just make small circles with your hips. And reverse direction. Excellent. Good. And now place both feet back on the floor. Dynamic bridges. Arms beside you. So root down into feet. It doesn't really matter to me where you planted your feet down because we're going to do it in different ways. So wherever they are right now, awesome. Just, firmly plant your feet. Press the upper arm bones down, and we're going to lift and lower in a straight line your spine. So lift and lower. So that's, and when you get up, squeeze your butt. Let's do 8. That was 2, 3, 4, and 5, and hold. Now here we're going to really press down on our upper arm bones, sending your fingers up, spread your fingers wide. Hold here in your bridge. Spine is in a straight line. And then you'll come down in a straight line. Take a moment to release from that. Maybe rock a little bit side to side this time. Good. Now please plant your feet somewhere else. Let's go perhaps a little forward and a little towards the corners of your mat. A little more of an extended reach for your feet. And then the arms this time can be straight down on the floor. Spread your fingers wide and root down in your hands, and put your mind in the soles of your feet and press down on your feet. Notice when you press down on the hands and on your feet, a lot of other things get activated through your body. So surprise, surprise your muscles. Here we go. We're going to lift up and down 8 times. Lift up and down. Now, if you found your way to a place that does not feel quite right, if your knees are talking to you and your hips are talking to you, you can stop and readjust. So there's not going to be an exact correct way that is going to work for everyone, but my intention for all of us is to do it in a new way, new for you. Good. We're going to hold on the next one. So lift up and hold. Root down with your arms. Press your hands into the floor. Press your feet into the mat. And now come down in one straight line. Take a moment and pick your feet up off the floor. Good. And now take your legs a little bit wider. And those circles we did before, this time, really make them much wider. Give our hips some love. Reverse direction. Okay, now extend both legs up to the ceiling. Place your hands, though, right on the edge of your butt for support, to support your lumbar spine. Hold here in your legs up the invisible wall position for just a few breaths. Bring your knees in, rock around. Sacral circles, tailbone drops, rock to one side. Bring the knees in, gently pull the tailbone up, but the lower back stays down, and circle around. Let's just massage that lower back, reverse direction. Awesome. And then arms come out, T position. You can put your feet on the mat for a moment and then scoot your hips one direction. Let's say they go over to the right, bring the knees in, and then drop both knees gently over, carefully, over to your left. So this is a twist. And if you're feeling not sure about twists, you can just don't even go the whole way. You could keep the top leg up a little bit and play with it a little bit. Breathe into your belly and your lower back. And then with your abdominals engaged, come back up to center, plant both feet on the floor, realign. First, align center, feel your lower back grounded. And now the other side. So hips to the opposite direction, pick both feet up off the floor. Slowly lower the bent knees over in your twist. And again, be gentle with yourself here. Maybe the top leg needs to move around a little bit and not go the whole way. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your lower back. And I'm not creating a full twist today. I'm just looking up. I'm not turning my head. All right, and in order to come out, I'd love for you to engage your abs, swing your knees back up and plant your foot down. And lastly, we'll come into restorative rest pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. Yoga people, you know, that is knees touch, legs in the shape of a diamond, which is a hip opener. That's an option. Or restorative rest pose, knees touch, feet wide. So it's one or the other, they're sort of opposite, and you decide what you like. And then place your hands either on your belly or your chest or out to the sides. So find a position that you'd like to hold for about a minute of relaxation. Just simply tune into your breath. So please begin to release from whatever position you're in. Allow your knees to either come together or separate. Stretch it out, stretch it out. And then find your way to finish up and go on with your day. If you would like to join me seated to conclude the session, come on up. Please move carefully and keep your head down. Be gentle with your neck and your back as you move from your lying down position to a seat. Namaste. If you're new and have not yet subscribed, you can click that subscribe button. And everyone, please don't forget, thumbs up. I'd love for you to let me know that you like this video by clicking on the thumbs up button. If you are interested in learning how I increased my own bone density, below the video you will find my email, and if you send me an email, I'll respond and let you know how I increased my own bone density. And also information regarding my one-on-one coaching. I can help you design your own bone strengthening program. So all that said, have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time at Forever Yoga with Susanna. Namaste.